Hello, y'all. I am back again for another video, and I promised y'all that I was gonna do a video about narcissists and text messaging part two. Now, it's gonna be kind of like a co-subject video, so it's gonna begin with narcissists and text messaging part two because I already did part one. However, it's gonna be inclusive of the rejection as well. So it's going to begin with the narcissist and text messaging. However, I will be covering how the rejection works. Just when you're rejecting anyone that's highly narcissistic in any kind of relationship. So I'm going to begin here. I'm going to tell you a story. Um, and I mentioned this gentleman on other videos, right? So back around 2020, one of my prior friends, just a friend, y'all, consider him kind of like a coworker type person. We never were intimate. We never dated, anything like that. So back in 2020, he bought a house, okay? And he invited me to his home closing or sale or whatever. And there was a dark skinned sister that he worked with. And I'm mentioning her skin complexion for a specific reason to tell you how important this element was, because what this gentleman was going to do, because of his dislike for dark skinned women, he was going to attempt to triangulate me to kind of upset her, right? So this particular gentleman, he was one of my Facebook friends, and I've known him for decades and decades. And at the time when we first met, we both were already in relationships and stuff, right? So it just was not meant to be. This was a gentleman that I knew not to date. He was always in a relationship, and I was as well. So 2020, he buys this house, and one of his coworkers, I'm watching Facebook videos, right? And he's actively engaging with the lady that he's working with. They're going out to eat, and she's picking all the stuff for the house, or some of the stuff, like the flooring, the countertop. You know, he's buying a brand new house. And so he bought this house. Now he has three homes, y'all. So back in 2020, he bought the first house. It's a big house, approximately 5 bedrooms or more. And so thank you so much for tuning into the live. This live is going to be very interesting, y'all. It's going to be about narcissists and text messaging and the rejection. So I'm telling this story time so I can get into, more of how this is going to work out so you understand more. And please click a like. I see there's a few people in here, so please click a like, okay? That will help the video get out to other people. Royalty 12. I'm not showing my face on this video as of right now because I have a makeshift studio, but I do have other videos that I've uploaded where you can see my face. I'm just not showing my face on my lives right now. However, at some point I will do a live and I'll show my face, okay? So thank you so much for asking though. And I'm not showing my face because I'm trying to hide anything. I just like to focus on the information. I'm not conceited. I don't need to like show off. I'm not like a narcissist where every time I do a video, I want y'all looking at me. I'm not like that. I don't feel like I'm an ugly person, but at the same time, I really don't care what I look like, right? I just make sure I'm cleaned up, I'm standing, I'm in my little makeshift studio. So when I start showing my face on my videos, on my lives, I want to have a better studio. So going back into the subject matter, this particular gentleman, I've known him for decades and decades, and I made sure to not create a big texting relationship with him, right? This is whether the narcissistic person is a male or female or a lady or man, you will prevent a lot of problems not getting attached to people through that text message. So since 2020, I've denied everything he's asked. I've denied going to his home. I've denied going to concerts with him. I've rejected going out to eat with him. Um, I just recently rejected a Christmas invite. He invited me to come to his home for Christmas to cook. By the way, he, as of now, does not cook or use his stove in his very nice home. Okay. So, what narcissists do, they're trying to create supply, right? So, I don't care how rich a narcissist is, they are freaking lazy. So, everybody else I know that's unmarried, whether they be a lady or a man, they cook in their kitchen. I don't care if they go in there and boil water. I'm not saying everybody is cooking big meals, but you got a stove, use it. Okay. But this is what narcissists do. A lot of them don't even enjoy their homes. Okay. So he mentioned about a month ago that he does not cook in his kitchen. So, of course, he's lining up supply. So he wants me to be coming over there cooking. Now, he's already had one supply source come in his house several years ago. And I talked about this in other lives where he went off on her because she used the wrong utensils for his expensive pots. And he did that flip out on her, that narcissistic fury and rage type thing, insulted this woman. This particular lady, supply number one, she had been a supply source for decades and decades. And this is how he treated her. So let me check the comments here so I can not be rude. So, hello, King Lymeal. Hello. And then hello to Jelly RY4 JY. Hello. So, thank you so much for coming into the live. And thank you so much for the like. So, believe me, I'm getting ready to get to the point. So, check this out. This would be normal, y'all. If someone had denied me and rejected me for the last 5 to 6 years, and I continue to ask them out, and they were just constantly rejecting me, wouldn't it be normal at some point, if you're gonna keep asking the person to hang out with you, why not ask why they not hanging out? It's just like if you're leaving a chat and you notice I reply to everybody but you, and I continue to do that, just put a chat here and say, why are you ignoring me? Why is it that you don't want to hang out? This man's an abuser, okay? And I truly believe this. The way you see people treat people, that's how they're going to treat you or worse. He talks about dark-skinned women like a dog. Say that he don't like them purely just because of their skin complexion, y'all. And see, the sick part about this is my mother is dark skinned. But see, this man, he don't have no problem talking about dark skinned women because he feel like since I'm light skinned, I don't like them too. That's crazy. My mother's dark skinned. I already told this man this. I told this man at one point, I said, my mother's dark complected. He still will talk about dark-skinned women with no compassion, and he's a dark-skinned man himself. And when I say dark-skinned, I mean you're the color of a Hershey chocolate bar or darker. You're not caramel, you're not beige, you're not high yellow. You're not light-skinned. I mean, you're the color of a Hershey chocolate bar or darker. Beautiful complexion. So this is what happened. So he called me on Thanksgiving. I don't celebrate these holidays. So that's the beauty of it. So he called me on Thanksgiving. And by the way, I'm going to be adding a video in the description box about the essence of the Thanksgiving turkey. It was a video that my cousin alerted me of. So I'm going to be putting that video in the description box. So anyway, this man just recently, a couple of months ago, he put his girlfriend slash coworker out and told her to get the fuck out of his house. This is how he talks to her, right? Then he just told me the day after Thanksgiving that many years ago when he was with his first wife, she was having pain when they were getting ready to have sex. And he said to her, "What the fuck wrong with you?" This is how this man is telling me he's talking to people, right? And ladies, this is how he's talking to ladies. So I put him in the category of an unaware narcissist. He also told me that he wakes up. He told me this several years ago that he wakes up and he'll just start beating his flat screen. He doesn't know why he's doing it. So all of this stuff I just recently found out. When I met him decades and decades ago, there was like a 10-year period where I didn't hear from him and we reconnected on Facebook. So check this out. This is getting ready to be real interesting. So he asked me to come over there for Christmas to cook. I said, I don't celebrate Christmas. I don't do none of that. But the real reason I continue to say no and reject this man is because I feel like he's an abuser. I know he will abuse me. And he's telling me a pattern of how he abuses ladies. Can you imagine being a lady? And for a narcissistic man, when I tell this story, it don't mean nothing. I ran this story about by two men, and neither one of them had a reaction to it. But an empathic man would feel kind of sorry about this. Imagine being a lady and you're having pain during sex. He says that the hair caught up or the hair got pulled down there. Because I asked him what was wrong with his ex-wife. He was married to this lady decades and decades ago. And he said it was the hair that got pulled. Pretty gross, what he's describing. However, she went in pain and he said this to her. What the fuck is wrong with you? This is how he talks to his ex-wife that he's having sex with. Why would I want to entertain and hang around a man like this? I won't go nowhere near him. He even asked me to come with him when he had like a knee surgery or something. I won't have nothing to do with them. Come on now, y'all wouldn't respect me on this channel if y'all knew that I was hanging out with some dude like this. And he doesn't make contact with me very often because I don't do the text messaging game. I let him know years ago when I didn't go to his house back in 2020 when he bought his new house and he had the dark-skinned coworker over there, the pretty lady. I didn't want to interfere with what was going on because I could tell that lady liked him. And I felt that he liked her too. They falling out now. They've fallen out. They're not friends anymore. She's dating some other guy. He also claims that she has herpes. I mean, more than one lady that he claims he's been with has herpes. And they may be actually having herpes. Because you know what? This unaware narcissist might be giving them herpes. You know, he's a heavy defender of P. Diddy, right? Okay, just keep that in mind. That's another thing. We don't spiritually really connect. However, I've known this man decades and decades. So check this out. I got to get to this point about this text message. So click another like, y'all, if you can, because that does help the video. This is a small channel, but it will help the video. So the day after Thanksgiving, he's trying to arrange with me to come over on Christmas. So I straight up told him I don't celebrate Christmas, right? I gave him several different reasons why I wouldn't go. So at this point, this is like his final straw with me. Thank you so much, King Lemuel, for saying no problem. Thank you so much for all the comments. I appreciate y'all so much. So it's kind of weird because it's like 5 years, 5 to 6 years, this man has been asking me to go out to eat with him. I won't go out to eat with him because he's told me how he's yelling at the waitresses and waiters when they serve him his food wrong. If he asks for something not to be in there, or he asks for something to be in there and they bring him the wrong food. It's fixed the wrong way. He goes off in restaurants. And oh, who's gay and racist? King Limew. Who is gay and racist? This man I'm telling you about. And if you're talking about this man I'm telling you about, there was another incident when he was on a Facebook video and he was joking about sucking the banana. Like he joked like he was sucking a dick, but he's like sucking a banana. It was some real sick shit. Um, he has like this paradoxical laughing sometimes. It's just a lot of stuff that he's doing. But anyway, and like I said, I've known him decades and decades. And this stuff that I'm naming, I've learned this stuff about him over the last few years, starting from 2019 to current. Yeah, he could be gay. Yeah, and he's racist. Yeah, he is racist. Even though, look, this is knowledge here. This is why I like the chat, right? King Limew, he's very correct. See, racism ain't just being racist against the opposite race of you. Okay, this man that I'm telling you about in this story time, he's the color of a Hershey chocolate bar or darker. He's dark skinned as well. So it's inner racism. He's racist against his own. Okay. And he thinking just because I'm of a lighter complexion that it's cool with me. I already told this man years ago that my mother's a dark skinned lady. So I really don't like the way he abused dark skinned women. But to be honest, my mother allowed abuse as well. You know, dark skinned women, they real sweet, y'all. And a lot of times they just let men take advantage of them. And to be quite frank, it's other dark skinned men that do them dirty. Why is he being racist, King Limew? Because he has self hate. He has self hate. And he's in denial that no matter what woman he's been with, whether they dark skinned or light skinned, none of those relationships work out. I did one video where I talked about, he said he was happy that his ex dog died, her puppy. He sent me photos because that lady is now married to a gentleman, a tall, dark, and handsome man. And now they got 3 big dogs. But this gentleman I'm telling you about, my friend that I've known for decades and decades, he's happy that his ex dog died. The man is just mean and evil and wicked, y'all. I mean, he's telling me who he is, but he's such an unaware narcissist. I don't even think he realized what he's saying. So I didn't answer the phone Thanksgiving. But see, with being empathic, there's this emotional side where you kind of feel sorry for people. So I had mentioned a couple of times of maybe cooking at his house, but I know how to renege and change my mind about things that are not healthy. Okay. So I'm very good at doing that. And y'all need to become better at it too. You know, it's like promising somebody at 6 p.m. you're going to meet them up the street. But at 5:30 p.m., you figure out that they're a mass murderer or a serial killer. You don't have to meet them at 6 p.m. You just don't. So anyway, this rejection, he's finally figured out that there's a serious pattern of me rejecting anywhere that he invites me. Who is he? He's a gentleman I knew decades and decades ago that I never dated or slept with, that has consistently over the past 5 to 6 years been trying to lure me to his house and to hang out with him and date him. He even asked me to marry him. All of it I said no to. So some random guy speaks, Diddy. You think he a Diddy? I said that earlier. Yeah, he is like a Diddy. So whose house? Okay. It's an unaware narcissist house. He's an abuser. He's told me story after story of how he abuses women, but he don't call it abuse. He just tells me the stories. Every time I talk to him, he's telling me some kind of story on how he abused the lady. I'll give you some examples. Yeah, King Lemuel. Yeah, I do. I see a hell for him. But who ain't gonna go to hell with him, or who ain't gonna go to jail for fucking around with a Negro like this is me. See, he might go to hell, but I might go to jail. So see, motherfuckers that don't have a conscience, I don't fuck with those type of people. So yeah, like Jay-Z. You feel like Jay-Z going to hell? Some a random guy speaks. So okay, this is the final straw. So I did the narcissist and text messaging part one. So this is part two. So I'm just gonna give you a rundown of how he treats these ladies. And females are abusers too. This is not a bash male video. I talk about how ladies abuse men on here. I cover both. This is just the subject of a man because this is a situation that I just dealt with. So the dark-skinned sister that he worked with that came to his house in 2020 when he bought his house, he abused her and talked about her like a dog and fell out with her. The lady that the girlfriend that he was with on and off for the past 3 years, she was at his house and he told her to get the fuck out. This is what he tells me, y'all. That particular lady called him and said to him, "You don't have to talk to me like that." And I said, "Yeah, I agree with her." I told my friend, this unaware narcissist, I said, "I agree with her. I don't think you have to talk to her like that." But usually I keep my opinions to myself. Then he had the other supply source that was an on and off supply source over the last 30 years. And this particular supply source, she's the one that came to his house to cook for him. But the reason she did it is because he messaged her. Here go this text message and stuff, y'all. He messaged her and said, "You know what? We should have bought this house together." He abused her, snapped on her because she used the wrong utensils for his pots. Then he had this other homeless ex-girlfriend that he'd been stringing along the last 15 or 17 years. And he told her to get out of his room and go in the other room because he's watching TV. Then the one girlfriend from 2017, before he bought the house, that he was still kind of dating when he came into the new house in 2020, he wished and said he was happy that her dog died so they could get a better relationship going now since her dog had died. Now she's now married to a tall, dark, and handsome man that is an animal lover, and they got 3 big old dogs. So you see how the Lord blessed her. And of course, he didn't tell her he was happy her dog died, but you know she could feel it, right? You could kind of feel when you're around somebody and they happy that your family, because a dog is a family member. Okay. I don't have a dog, but I had a rabbit. I had a black bunny rabbit. And I miss her, and that was family. You know, she was family. So at the end of the day, this is like the final straw from him, for him. So there was like some kind of ding, ding, ding that went off on in his brain when I said I wasn't coming to his house on Christmas to cook. And so I gave him all kind of excuses. I was like, I don't want to come out of my house that day. I don't celebrate Christmas. I may have events that I may go to within my church, or and I just don't want to be, I'm not going to be at your house on Christmas, and I don't want to cancel. Okay. What if it goes to your house? Oh, King Lemuel, he can't come in my house. Absolutely not. That's one of the things. He can't come to my house. He also offered that. He offered to come to my residence, and I said no. He's also been trying to find out where I live. He does stuff like he puts secret cameras in people's houses. His son had also said something to him because the supply source he had for like on and off for the last 30 years, that supply source, he put a secret camera on her and another girlfriend. This unaware narcissist, he just crosses boundaries. No, I don't have a gun, King Lionel. I don't have a gun. Yeah, I don't deal with guns as of right now. I have no need for a weapon. Um, Throughout my lifetime, I've been able to defend myself unarmed. I have not had a problem. Um, yeah. Yeah, I don't need no gun. As of right now, I just prefer not to have one due to all the gun violence in the United States. So I just don't need that. So I'm gonna play this video so you'll know what he did. So when I said this particular time, me too, King Lionel, yeah, we bang. We don't need guns. Guns are for pussies. No, I'm just playing. If there's police officers, they have guns because they have to protect themselves on a higher level. So I respect it, but I just ain't needed one. I've been fine. I mean, I got beat up. I've lost some fights, but most of them I win them. I just do. I just that's the Scorpio in me. You know what I'm saying? I don't really need a gun. I'm a Scorpio. No, I'm just joking. So anyway, thank you so much for the like. But so I'm gonna play this video. So what happened? This was like the final straw for him, right? So the final straw, he's finally picking up on the fact, okay, no matter what I do or no matter what I ask, this lady is, which is me, is not gonna hang out with him. He's invited me to concerts, he's invited me out to eat, he's asked me to marry him, he's asked me to come to his new home. Um, I mean, he's pretty much tried it. He's asked to come to my residence. He's asked me to come visit him. He's asked me pretty much everything that a man would, of his nature, would try to ask to lure me out. But this time, when I denied the Christmas invite, and he figured it out. It's like some twinkled in his head. So years ago, there was this conversation we had about savings. And we had talked about one of my struggles is saving money. Not just saving money, but maybe not having enough money to save. And that was something that we discussed. So the day after, remember, I had this conversation with him the day after Thanksgiving, which would have been Friday. So by Saturday, he sends me this video. And this is where you got to have self-control with narcissists. So I'm going to play the video and explain the video to you. It's a Instagram video, and it's a little pretty black girl. She looks like she's about 10 years old. So he sent me this video. Hopefully it will let me play it. I had a little trouble playing it, but hopefully it will allow me to play it. But he sent me this video, so fair use, y'all, because I'm going to be playing this video for you. And I'm going to delve into how sick an unaware narcissist's mind really is, especially when there's rejection. Okay, so it's a little girl, and she's in the video with her mom. Her mom is only showing her hand, but you can see the complete little girl. She looks like she's about anywhere from 10 to 12 years old, and she has the 100 envelope savings. Okay, and her mom is coming in her room. This little girl is she looks like she's very well cared for. Such a beautiful little girl. And so let me play it for you.
Saving the rest of my money.
You what?
I'm saving the rest of my money. If I can get to 10,000.
Trying to get to 10.
Okay, so the little girl says she's saving the rest of her money so she can get to 10,000. Okay.
Well, more or less, so that's going to be like.
So she has the 100 envelope savings envelope thing. It's like this pink binder type system, and in each one of the slots you can put however much money you want to save. So Okay.
This is your 100 envelope savings challenge that you was doing, right? And so far, okay, so you're not putting a dollar in the amount that it's telling you to put in each one of them? How much you putting inside of them?
100.
A what?
100.
You putting $100 in each slot?
Yeah.
No way. Let me see. Take it. Let me see one.
It's right there. Look, right here. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100.
I'm so proud of you. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Now ask about the
That's
numbers.
400. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 800. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. That's 12. 13, 14, 1600. 17, 18, 19. That's 2000. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 2400. 2800. 29, 3000. 100, 200. Girl, that's 3200, right?
Yeah.
33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 4000. What?
4,000.
1, 2, 3, 4. That's 40, 4400. 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49,
5,000.
5.
I thought I had 4,600.
So basically, the little girl, and this is going to apply to the situation with this man. He sent me this video. So what I did, unaware narcissists are so evil in the way that they do things, right? So what he's trying to do in some sense subconsciously is to create some kind of jealousy of this little girl. Because I knew in my mind, I said, what does this video mean for me? So him and I had the conversation many years ago about saving more. I told him that I would like to save maybe 5,000 a year, um, or save more than I save. You know, that was a number I threw out. So in this video, this little girl saves $5,000. So what I did, instead of assuming anything, because I knew I would end up doing a video about this, so what I didn't want to do was do a video based on an assumption, and I wasn't really sure. So I contacted this unaware narcissist, and I said, oh, I got your Instagram video. Okay. He sent it to me through the text messaging. At first, I was having trouble pulling the video up. So he sends me the video. Oh, actually, it took him, let me see. Oh, it took him a couple of days. So he actually sent this to me within, oh, yeah, Sunday. Okay, because I talked to him Friday and Saturday. So it took him a couple of days. So he kind of put some thought into his revenge. And so he sent me this beautiful video of this little girl. But see, I'm not a negative person, especially when it comes to little kids. And I'm proud of this little girl for saving. But one thing I noticed in the video, when her mom kind of grabs at the money, she says, "Hey, hey, hey." And I'll play it again so you can hear it. And I know for sure when her mom ended the video, she talked to her about that. I can just tell the kind of woman that her mom is, even having enough discipline to teach her to save and allow her to save. I think she's in a household where there's a really good income flow. I don't get a sense that any of this little girl's 5,000 that she has in this 100 envelope challenge. It's none of it. It's not coming from illegal sources. This little girl is well cared for. This ain't the drug dealer family. Her mom might be a CEO or something. I don't know. They seem like very smart people. So I wanted to make sure that the unaware narcissist that I rejected, once again, And he's being rejected because I'm not going to go to his house to cook for Christmas. I've been rejecting this man the last 5 to 6 years. Okay, so I wanted to make sure that this video of this little girl saving her 5,000 even connected to the conversation me and the unaware narcissist had several years ago. So I called him and I asked, I said, I got the cute video of this little cute black girl. It's such an adorable looking video, but I'm struggling to pull it up. I could see her, but I couldn't pull it up, but I could tell this is going to be a cute video. So as I'm on the phone with him, it allowed me to watch the video. So I said, what made you send me that? He said, well, I thought about you, Irene, because remember years ago, you were saying that you wanted to save money and you had mentioned saving more. And I just thought about you, Irene. But see, this is the catch 22. There's a devaluation in it. And this is why I'm a full grown woman. So, what he's saying passive aggressively, because remember, he's never asked why I reject any of his offers, whether it be marriage, hanging out, eating, going to concerts. He never asked why I reject him. And the reason he does not ask is because he's an unaware narcissist. And when I reject him, he thinks I'm crazy. He does not see that there's anything wrong with him because he owns a bunch of properties. So this is where you will get into this biasness and discrimination part of people where they feel like because of what they own or because of what they're saving or and he doesn't fully own any of this stuff. What he has is a bunch of bills. He's over $1 million in debt. His home alone is about $500,000 of a bank loan. The other home is about $250,000, and all of these homes he's financed. God forbid if he got sick or anything, and he just ended up losing all these properties. Losing all of these properties. And his children, as far as I know, don't have a high income. So the problem with getting in this kind of debt is that if something were to happen, his family may not be able to maintain and keep those houses. So I don't live in debt. I'm not in credit card debt. I purposely planned my life. I may not have $1 million in the bank, but I also don't have $1 million bill neither. He has $1 million and more worth of bills and debt. And I do not envy that. Okay. So what narcissists do is, so what he's saying, he actually said that he thought about me. So I was right. He's being passive aggressive and he's connecting me with this little pretty girl. So I sent a text. I said, call me. This phone is not allowing me to play the reel. I just see the beautiful little girl. So what I didn't allow this unaware narcissist to do is to pull me into a trap where this little child is in the middle of his passive aggressive revenge. Because see, narcissists, they don't care who they use. They'll use a child to get back at you. So when I was able to watch the video while he was on the phone, I was like, oh, this is so great. But he's also comparing me to this child. So this is why he never asked why I reject him, because he doesn't see anything wrong with him. So what he's really saying is that passive aggressively, since he did admit that he's putting me in the category of this pretty little girl, and I'm proud to be in her category. She's such a beautiful, pretty little girl, and I love pink. It's one of my favorite colors. I love all the pink and her spirit and stuff. She has a good spirit, and I love what her mom is teaching her. I may be financially richer if I would have had her mother, but see, I wasn't taught how to save in the way that her mother is teaching her. Okay. So in turn, he admitted that he's putting me in the category of with this little girl, because he said, well, Irene, I thought about you. Remember that you were talking about saving. So also what he's trying to say is maybe that's all I'm gonna be able to do. But this is the thing. Him and I had that savings conversation over 5 years ago, going on 6 years. So unaware narcissists, they always assume things about you. So this is the question here. How does he know I don't have 5,000? He doesn't really know what I have, right? So, and I may not have 5,000. So what I do in these type of situations, I maintain privacy. Say I only have 1,000 saved. I'm not going to tell this narcissist, by the way, I do have 2,000 saved. By the way, I got 10,000 saved. I keep things private because since he wants to put me on the level of a child, but this is the gaslighting part of what he's doing. Regardless of how he feels, I may be lower than this little girl financially, but that ain't really what makes me a lady. What makes me a woman and a lady is the ability to reject his ass. Okay? So, see, money don't move me. And that's all he had to offer. So he's literally the Bob Marley quote. What did Bob Marley say? It's one of my favorite quotes. He said, they so poor, all they got is money. Please listen to me once again and make this your favorite quote. Bob Marley, he has seen this all throughout his life. He's seen some things. When I first heard that quote, it brought tears to my eyes. Bob Marley said, they so poor, all they got is money. See, what this gentleman doesn't understand is, as far as my emotional intelligence, I'm definitely more intelligent than this little girl. She has to mentally grow to my intelligence, and money alone won't make her as intelligent as I am, but I think she will be as intelligent as I am. So what this unaware narcissist did not want to accept is the fact that I'm not a little girl. I'm a lady that has dissected and monitored and reviewed his character and nature. And I have determined that he is not a good man, despite what he's buying. So this unaware narcissist, he doesn't want to accept my adult decision. So he used text messaging. This is why this video is going to be about narcissists and text messaging / rejection part 2. He used a text message to devalue me because this is the final straw for him. He probably will not ask me out again. He probably will never ask me to his house. He's finally figured out, okay, I've asked this woman out 5 or 6 years now. Enough is enough. Communication wise, probably 7 years. But he felt like when Kobe Bryant passed away, that Kobe Bryant's wife shouldn't sue because she has so much money. I told him then, I said, this unaware narcissist, I said, is a lawsuit based on money that you already have, or is it based on you being wronged? Could that helicopter pilot, could he have decided to not take Kobe Bryant and his little girl up in the bad weather that day? Yes, that helicopter pilot could have decided not to take Vanessa Bryant's husband and daughter up there, but did it anyway. But this unaware narcissist, he told me that was one of my many red flags about him. I cried when Kobe Bryant and his daughter Gigi passed away. My oldest son Isaiah told me I was asleep, and my oldest son woke me up. I'll never forget it. He said, "Mama, wake up. Kobe Bryant and his daughter Gigi just died in a helicopter crash." I immediately started crying. I was like, I just couldn't believe it. It was just so sad to me. So I told this unaware narcissist, I said, Vanessa Bryant, she had a household of 6, if you don't include her mom, because her mom was staying with her. So let's include her mom, because her mom was living with her. She had her 4 daughters, her and her husband and her mom. So she has a household of 7. But I didn't include her mom when I gave my reaction to this unaware narcissist. I said she wakes up, she has a household of 6, 4 daughters and a husband and herself. And now her family size has been reduced to a household of 4 because of that helicopter pilot that didn't protect her daughter and her husband, which was Kobe Bryant and Gigi. So that was one of the many red flags. And right then, when that fool said he don't understand why Kobe Bryant's wife is suing because of all the money they already got. And this unaware narcissist, he's a man, he's a hypocrite too, because he's a man that's constantly filing restraining orders and lawsuits against people. This is actually how we met. We met decades and decades ago when we both were going through legal disputes with other people. He had a federal legal dispute. I had a state one. So this is a total hypocrite. So I'll let you hear the video again. So he devalued me through using this child. And I confirmed to him before I did this video that he's somehow connecting me to the child. So like he said, he want to send me this basically so this child can show me how to save money. But like I said, that conversation I had with him was over 5 years ago. I mean, think about it. I mean, if you saved, approximately $100 a month for 5 years, you would have 5,000. Easy. Okay. $95 a month, I think, for 5 years would give you, let me add it up. So just say 5 years, because he thinks I'm not capable of having 5,000 is what he's saying. And it don't matter to me. See, the thing is, I could have 2 pennies. At the end of the day, I made an adult decision to not interact with this man and not hang out with this man based on his character. That's basically what happened to him. He could send me all the videos showing me that every kid in America is more financially rich than me. But I'm rich in intelligence because intellectually, so saving 1,000 a year for 5 years would give you 5,000. That's basically what that is. He didn't ask if I had saved it. It's none of his business. This is not a man that I'm going to be going around. So narcissists and text messaging, this is part 2 of that. This is how they abuse you. Now, if you go online and you look up this 100 envelope challenge, there will be, it's like a trend going on. So there will be other videos where 100 envelope. Okay. So let me, you can go to YouTube. So let me play another example for you, because that was an Instagram video, and I will play that again with the beautiful little girl. I'm so proud of her. So what I did, I didn't allow an unaware narcissist to utilize a child. I'm unable and incapable of being jealous of a child. It is not in my nature to feel any envy towards a kid. I am literally incapable of that, right? So this is what I said. I said, Once I did watch the video, I ended up sending him a text at a later date. I said, I am so proud of that little girl. That was a delight to see. I pray that the little beautiful, kind little girl will be rich in health, emotionally, spirit, and financially. I hope that she grows to love the Lord so that the Lord can bless her with more money. I hope that she enjoys her life. So, see, what I did was because he tried to devalue me through using a little child. Because remember, he said when he saw that video of that little girl, he thought about me, which is not normal. He really shouldn't be connecting me with a child because I'm very much not 10 or 12. I'm so not a child. And it was borderline disrespectful what he did, but he's a wicked, evil man. That's why he told me, without a conscience, he told me that with his ex-wife, before they had sex and she was hurting, he said to her, "What the fuck wrong with you?" This is why a couple of months ago, he put a ex-girlfriend out and he said it like this: "Get the fuck out." He told his ex that he was on and off with, and come to find out he met her while he was married. He was on and off with this lady 30 years. He snapped on her for using the wrong utensils for his pot. He had his homeless ex in there. And all of this has been since he's bought these women that's been up in his crib. You know how many men been in my house since I've been in my new place that I've been in for the last almost 7 years? You know how many men been in here that I've been fucking with? None. Use that as a criteria when you're meeting new people and they tell you that they done had one man or woman every year or one man or woman every 6 months in their house. That house is spiritually polluted. All them spirits from all them people they done fucked inside their residence, it's not a good picture that they done fucked or let fuck them. He's basically using the home that the Lord blessed him with like a trap house or a hoe house. And every woman that come up in that house, he's abusing them. And he's telling me about it. And he thinks I'm crazy because I don't hang out with his weird ass. This is some weird shit this Negro's doing. And then on top of it, sends me a video of this beautiful little girl basically implicating that this child got more money than me. That's fine. But what I want this child to have is the sense that I have. Yes, she can have more money than me. I hope God give her $8 million or more. But that's why I responded in the text when I said, I am so proud of that little girl. See, what I didn't let an unaware narcissist do is make me upset with a beautiful child that's trying to do something productive with her life. And it is productive to try to save. I also kept this unaware narcissist out of my finances. I didn't have to say, no, dog, I got 25 grand stacked, dog. Which I don't. But I'm saying I didn't talk like that. I didn't say, dog, I got 2,000 saved. But it is so redundant and ridiculous to believe that over a 5-year period, someone doesn't have $5,000 in assets. See, the difference between me and this unaware narcissist, everything he gets, he's financing it. I pay cash for my shit. $2,000 for a bed with Chester steps, paid off. Leather recliner, paid off. Air purifier, $300, paid off. All paintings, paid off. Leather sofa chairs, paid off. Exercise bike, paid off. YouTube devices that I'm using right now, paid off. My shoes, paid off. My $1,000 mattress here, paid off. Do you get what I'm saying? This man is in all this debt. And that's another reason I knew not to marry this man or get entangled with this man, because he basically gonna expect his wife to pay off his bills. I'm not paying that shit off. I made a choice to go into the latter part of my life not in debt, and I'm not picking up no Negro's debt. And that was pretty low what he did. He's such a wicked person. When he finally figured out after 5 or 6 years of me rejecting him, he wasn't man enough to ask me why. Because he might have kind of figured it out like, damn, okay, she picked up on what I'm saying, on how I treat these other ladies, so she think I'm going to treat her the same, and I know he would. But see, I wouldn't allow him to treat me like that. Let me tell you what one of my goals is, y'all. This is one of my main goals. It's a goal that is so much higher than money. It is a constant goal of mine. It's actually more important than any dollar bill or any quarter, dime, nickel, or penny. Let me tell you what one of my goals is. This is it. Let me see if y'all could guess it. What y'all think my main goal is? It's something that's more important to me than money. I'll tell you what it is. It's to stay up out of prisons and jails. Having my freedom. And when you deal with people, especially my personality, this Negro ain't got no conscience for real. Not enough conscience for the way I am. Right? So that's one of my King Lymule. Oh, have a great day at school. And King Lymule, you're a good person too. I hope that you like, shared, and subscribed. So if you haven't subscribe, and have a beautiful day at school. And you are a good man too. Okay. So I appreciate you saying that. Oh, King Lymule, congratulations. You have $3,000. Wow. You have $3,000. Congratulations. Yeah. And see, this is the thing. I'm trying to figure out, how do you like something? I don't know how to do this. Yeah, I guess when someone leaves a comment, it's not much I could do. Yeah, I'm so proud of King Lymule. $3,000. That's very excellent. I love to hear about savings. And actually, for the length of time I've turned this unaware narcissist down, and I declared he's an unaware narcissist based on the stories that he continues to tell me of his ongoing abuse upon ladies. And it's not just ladies. You know what? I'm going to tell you another incident that happened. He got into it with a guy that he worked with. And let me explain to you what happened. And another reason I don't deal with people that's kind of like shit starters. I'm going to give you an example. Okay, you're at your job, right? Another goal of mine is never to be murdered, okay? Not only, number one, I like my freedom, staying out of jails and prisons. But another goal of mine is not to be engaging with people and interacting with people that can get me and themselves shot down. So I'll give you a perfect example. He was at work, and he also had an affair with a coworker's wife. Okay. But he didn't really know who her husband was. It was kind of like a coincidental thing. So imagine this. You're at work, and one of the men at work, you're a man, and one of the men at work starts showing you photos of their wife. Just randomly, y'all in the break room, and the man showing his wife off. So this unaware narcissist I'm telling you about, he realizes that, oh, that's the married woman that he messed with. So he tells the man, oh, I used to fuck your wife. He at work, and I'm talking about a major corporation, y'all. Like this ain't no like he ain't at the little corner pharmacy up the street. He's like at a real legitimate major corporation in the United States. And so the married man is like, you fuck my wife. He's like, yeah, I fucked your wife. She was sucking my dick and all of that. Just crazy. So the married man got hostile and upset, and he went to another coworker and said he was gonna stab him or something like that. But the married man claimed that the unaware narcissist was lying on him. Okay, so the unaware narcissist is my friend that I've known for decades and decades that I never dated, and so I'm bringing this up to say this. What I've determined is his pattern of abuse is not just towards ladies. He was quite abusive with that gentleman at work. Come on now. If you at work, if you ain't messing with the lady no more and your coworker show you a picture of his wife, just ignore it. Say, oh, nice looking lady. Most men would not have told that married man they fuck with his wife because of the simple fact that they at work. Then this unaware narcissist claimed that somebody rolled up to his crib and wiped shit on his door. And he was confident that it was definitely shit or doo-doo. But look at all these motherfuckers he getting into it with. Unaware narcissists, there's something else. They bring these people to their house to abuse them. You know what? If I wanted to be an abuser like this, I would never bring my victims to my house. What about taking your victims to a motel or a hotel and not telling them where you stay? See how the unaware narcissist is not very savvy and intellectual when it comes to stuff like this? Just not good, y'all. So he's had a stream of victims. And because I'm not this little girl's age, this little girl in the Instagram video he sent me, she's 10 or 12. Because I'm not her age, I made an adult lady decision, a decision that a real woman would make. I don't care if I got 2 pennies in my bank account. I made a logical, confident, educated decision. I listened, I learned, and I determined that this is not a man I'm going to be hanging out with. Just say, okay, well, I'm going to go out to eat with him. He goes off on the waitresses and waiters. I don't want my food spit in. If I know you go off on the help in a restaurant, I'm not going to hang out with you because I'm not getting ready to make those cooks and waiters and waitresses so mad that they spit in my food. Because those people get mad. They really do. I was at a job where it actually happened, and I just was sick to my stomach. And I learned right then, never crack a joke, y'all. Be careful cracking jokes. When you tell somebody, well, fuck that customer, go spit in their drink, go beat that customer's ass. Never do that. And you joking, and then your coworker come back and say, I did it, Miss Irene. I killed the motherfucker. I spit it. I put a big loogie in the drink. I almost passed the fuck out, y'all. I learned when I was working in the food industry, never fucking joke around. Because if you tell your coworker, all that bitch is talking shit to you in the drive-thru, go beat her ass. And he's young and he comes back and say, oh, I beat her ass. I just murdered her too. Thanks, Miss Irene, for telling me. Yeah, I learned that the hard way. I was in a situation like that in a work environment, just joking around. And when the young gentleman, he was like a nephew to me. When he came back and told me what the fuck he did, I got dizzy. I almost passed out. I said, damn, you got to be careful what you say to people. I didn't even think he could do anything like that because he was at the drink station. And he's surrounded around people. I'm like, how did you put a loogie in somebody's drink? And I talked to him, We got off work. I said, I gotta have a talk with you, man. You like my nephew. I said, let me tell you something. I don't care who tell you to do something jokingly. Never do it. It's just a joke. But he really respected me, he said. I said, no, you can't listen to me. I was only joking. I did not want you to. I said, let me tell you something. That joke I said, that was something I would never do to somebody. I have never spit in anybody's drink. He called it a loogie. I didn't even know what that meant till he said it. I said, I've never spit in nobody's drink and tamper with nobody's food. That's not how I would get revenge on anybody, doing something like that behind their back. And I told the young man, like I said, he was like my nephew. I said, don't ever, when somebody tells you to do something evil or wicked and it's just a joke. Because see, this one lady, she would come through the drive-through and she was quite abusive. We used to call her President Roosevelt. She was this real dark-skinned black lady, and she had this real pretty gray silky hair. It was her real hair, beautiful hair. And she looked like she went to the shop and got her hair done. And every time she would come through the drive-through, she would abuse this particular coworker and others. She was very abusive, hollering, and she just was, oh, she was wicked. So one day, my coworker got so upset. I was just kind of trying to fulfill kind of like that hate part of his brain, like a joke, like I'll beat her ass, put your finger up at her. But I'm not thinking he can do any of that. I'm just trying to put him in a mode to make him feel like he doing some kind of fight back, right? Even though we can't fight back because we're at work. But I tell you, the jokes, I'm so glad I didn't tell him, go beat her ass or kill her. I had so much power over this young man, and he had so much respect for me that anything I said, he trusted me so much. If I would have told him, go take that old bitch by her hair and slam her down and punch her in her face, he would have did it. Thank God I didn't tell him to go that far. But he did. He put a big old loogie in her drink. And so she ate it. She drank his spit. But see, like I said, that lady was wicked, and she abused people that worked in fast food. And this was her consequence. Because think about it, if she wasn't so abusive and evil and wicked and diabolical, then the joke wouldn't have existed, right? So that's what I had to go through to kind of forgive myself for it. And I talked to the young man. Like I said, he was like a nephew to me when I was working with him. It was a part-time job. And I just talked to him and I told him never do that. And he promised me that he would never allow anyone to tell him to do something bad. And I told him, anytime somebody to tell you to do something bad, just consider it a joke. Never take it serious. But you know what he said? He said, Miss Irene, it's not all your fault. That bitch made me mad. And he called her a black bitch. He said, a black bitch made me mad. I was sick of that black bitch. I said, I get it. I said, she was very evil. That's why I kind of joke with you to kind of put you in a good mood. But he was so angry and sick of her abuse. She used to always come in in the afternoon. We used to call her Theodore Roosevelt because she had that pretty gray hair. But it was her real hair. It wasn't no wig or nothing. So as a joke at work, we used to be like, damn, Theodore Roosevelt coming back through. She getting ready to start shit again. So that's how that was. But yeah, so that's a lesson y'all can learn too. But I had a talk with him, and it may be for the better for him because it may be somebody that'll tell him to do some real evil way down the line in his future, and he actually does it. So basically that's how that was. But going back to the subject matter with narcissists and text messaging. Oh, and I'm gonna point this out to y'all. I never thought in a million years I would refer this lady to y'all. But when I did the narcissist and text messaging part 1, because this is part 2, I explained some of the narcissistic abuse I went through, like dealing with my mother and my grandmother. However, I never went complete no contact with my elders and parents. I moved out of town, but I kept contact. So if you have an extreme abusive relationship with a parent, where you need to go is spiritual whistleblower. She's a YouTuber that had an extremely abusive mother. She's now diagnosed with autism and getting herself a lot of help, but she's in complete no contact with her entire family. So if you're interested, like I said, I never thought in a million years I would be referring anybody to her channel, because for many years I was like, wow, she's really hates her mother. But see, I have enough empathy to understand her situation. Her mother burnt her and slit her face with a curling iron or a pressing comb or whatever when she was a little girl. Her mother went to prison, and her stepfather raped her, spiritual whistleblower, when she was a little girl. And her biological mother is still married to her rapist. So her situation is very extreme. So my mother, I talked to my mother and stuff. She was very neglectful, but none of her men raped me. Okay. And my mother stayed married to them. I was never raped or molested by any of my mother's husbands. Okay. So, if you have an extreme abusive parent, a parent that stabbed you, allow someone to rape or molest you, and they stay married to this person and stuff like that. Those are extreme situations. So to get help, and be in complete no contact with your entire family, spiritual whistleblower would be the YouTuber to help with that. Because what she's went through, I haven't went through. I've went through different dynamics than her. Okay. So that's all I could say. And I when I did the narcissist and text messaging in part 1, in the description box, I listed some of her videos. She even did one video talking about why she doesn't love her mother no more. And I genuinely feel like spiritual whistleblower did try her best to mend things with her mother. But I came to the conclusion that they can't work it out because it's on her mother. Her mother is still married to spiritual whistleblower. And spiritual whistleblower, I think her real name is Jasmine or something like that. Yeah, I think her name is Jasmine or something like that. But her YouTube name is Spiritual Whistleblower. But I do believe that things were not able to be worked out with her biological mother because her mother is the barrier. At first, when you're first listening to her, you're like, wow, she hates her mother. But if you have had an extreme case like that, like your mother, her man raped you, and your mother still with the rapist, that is an extreme situation. And over time, I began to understand why she's in a complete no contact. So I just wanted to point that out because in the first video, in the description box on this video, when this live ends, I'm going to add the narcissist and text messaging part 1. And but when I reviewed that video, I said I was going to refer y'all to somebody, but I didn't give you the name. And so I'll put the video links. I'll put watch these videos and just always check my description box. My description box is fairly interesting, and a lot of times I will attach videos. So I'm gonna play these videos. So fair use, y'all. So I hope y'all liked how I handled it. So what happened was, what did the unaware narcissist do? When I text him and I said, I am so proud of that little girl, that was a delight to see. See, because I didn't let this unaware narcissist drive me into craziness with him. I said, I pray that that little girl, that beautiful, kind little girl, will be rich in health, emotionally, spirit, and financially. So I'm letting the unaware narcissist know right there that that's one reason I rejected him, because I view life more than just financially. I pray that the little beautiful kind little girl will be rich in health, emotionally, spirit, and financially. I hope that she grows to love the Lord so that the Lord can bless her with more money. I hope that she enjoys her life. So what he did, he did a heart to that. He did a heart. And yeah, and that was it. Yeah. But that was the way he tried to get some kind of passive aggressive revenge against me, was by comparing me to a child. And this is where confidence and logic comes in. And it's fine, compare me to a child. But if you go on the internet, because that's just what the unaware narcissist mentally had to do to survive my rejection. So to survive the 5 or 6 years of my rejection towards him, he has to mentally put in his mind that I'm equivalent to a child. So I'm unable to think properly. So my rejection towards the unaware narcissist is not logical to him. I'm actually irrational. And I definitely must be irrational because I don't have enough money, right? So because I may not have 5,000 saved, I'm irrational. I have the mind of a child. But the unaware narcissist will not notice this. I don't need him for nothing. Regardless of what I have, I live in my own residence with my family, and I'm not relying on any man or any lady to sustain my bills here. I just am not. I am actually self-reliant and independent, and have been so since I've been 16, 17 years old. I moved out at a very young age. So regardless of if he think I got 2 pennies, 5,000, he could think I look just like that little girl and my mind is like a 10 or 12-year-old. Regardless of how he thinks, the unaware narcissist, the reality is I'm very much a grown lady and I don't need this man for nothing. I'm never calling this man. I'm not calling no man asking them for no loan. And I'm not calling no man trying to borrow money from them. I'm more likely to have a man asking me for money. So the unaware narcissist, he's living in a very delusional state because he could paint in his mind. See, that's what they do. Unaware narcissist, he's painting this in his mind like, oh, she's rejecting me, so she's like a child. So because I'm rejecting him, he views me as immature. My rejection towards an unaware narcissist, in his mind, I'm immature. So I'm equivalent to a 10 or 12-year-old. However, the part that he's missing is, like I said, I don't need that man for nothing. I am totally relying on myself and my family. That unaware narcissist is not my family. I don't need him for nothing. And my family don't need him. Now, he gives excellent, one of the good traits I'll say this man has is he'll give you advice that some attorneys won't even give you. He knows a lot about the law. And of course, he's always in mess and he's fighting court battles and filing restraining orders against you and other people. And I kind of wrote a list, y'all, right? Because I'm considering to put some of this in like book form. But I wrote this list of things that would happen if I were to give this man a chance. So I wrote this list because I'm considering like putting some of this in book form. Okay, so I wrote, if I gave this man a chance, this is what would happen. Number one, he would for sure mistreat me or attempt to abuse me. Number two, I would end up in a nasty court battle and he would lie on me. Number three, my children would be under psychological abuse and he would not treat my sons well over time. Okay. Because he has a very toxic relationship. This unaware narcissist has a very toxic relationship with all of his children. Number four, he would call the police on my children. Number five, he would file nasty restraining orders against me. This is coming from experience, y'all. I know it's kind, right? Number six, and this is a list of things I wrote that this unaware narcissist would do if I gave him a chance. I'm so experienced, I know that he would do these things because he's already done it to somebody. Number six, I would end up being a hospice wife and destroying my life or the rest of my life. Number seven, this man would be very controlling. Okay. Number eight, he would attempt to make me his servant. He's already trying to do that, and I'm not even his wife because I rejected being his wife. He wants me cooking for him in his house. I ran this across an aware narcissist. I told an aware narcissist about this, and I said, I cook in my house, you cook in your house. I cook in my house, you cook in your house, and they got to cook in their house. What man thinks it's okay as a single man not to go in his kitchen and cook? He's too good to boil water. No, narcissists are always trying to turn you into their servant. Number nine, he would not support me in my endeavors. And support is very essential to my lifestyle. Number 10, I would not be a happy wife with this man. Number 11, I would really get to know how much of a demon he really is. Number 12, I would be forced into debt that I never created. Number 13, he would become jealous of me. Number 14, he would accuse me of cheating. This is his MO. He does this with everyone else. Every woman he's been with, they're a cheater. Even though they tell him they're not cheating, he accuses them anyway. Number 15, he would eventually become envious of the love and concern I have for my family and my sons and other family members. Number 16, he would spy on me secretly and plant cameras in my vehicle and in my rooms and stuff. Number 17, the marriage would not be spiritual and the Lord would not like me being with him or being married to him. Number 18, he would financially abuse myself and my sons due to the debt that he put himself in before the marriage. Number 19, he would devalue me and my children. Number 20, he would eventually talk rude to my sons, and if they speak up or spoke up to him, he would file restraining orders on my sons. Number 21, we would lose the friendship that we do have, because remember, I've known this gentleman decades and decades. So ultimately, I prevented ensnarement, which is a word that HD Tutor uses, and I put a note here, thank you, HG, for weaponizing me. I appreciate it. I learned a lot from HD Tutor, y'all. So I'm much better with my emotional thinking. Because one of the things HD Tutor teaches is you're constantly resisting, never immune. So because you are an emotional person and I am an emotional person, I have to keep resisting. And that's what I did. I resisted this man over the last 5 to 6 years. I don't talk to this man on a regular basis. And the way that happened is because I didn't allow the texting game. Check this out, y'all. 2020, when I refused to go to his new home, that he had the dark-skinned lady at that he's racist against, even though he's a dark-skinned man himself, He went no contact with me for 3 years. He didn't talk to me from 2020 to 2023. He blocked me because I refused to go to his new home. And he's such an unaware narcissist. After he blocked me for 3 years and didn't talk to me, he actually expected me to build some kind of boyfriend girlfriend relationship with this man. Isn't that crazy? Like somebody thinks they could not talk to you for 3 years, but suddenly when they come back, y'all gonna date. That is insane. So what that is called, he called himself, that's called like a silent treatment, or I guess that would be like a sustained long-term silent treatment. I don't know. I never blocked anyone because they refuse to come to my house. I just don't invite them no more. Or maybe they'll come another day. It's not that you don't invite them. I mean, they couldn't come that time. I never blocked anybody because they refused not to come to my residence. But this is what this unaware narcissist did. So the moral of the video, I'm going to play this video again. This final time, in summary, this final time that I rejected him, this unaware narcissist that I've known for decades and decades, when I told him I am not coming to his house for Christmas. Okay, I told him I don't celebrate Christmas. I'm going to be tired. I'm not going to want to leave my residence. Okay. He didn't like it. He said, wow, he's finally, it clicked to him. This woman's been rejecting me for 5 or 6 years. But he's too much of an unaware narcissist to understand that maybe he should ask, why are you rejecting me, ma'am? But he thinks I'm crazy for rejecting him. So ultimately, I got this video. Let me play the video of this beautiful little girl. So he used this little child's video to devalue me, to actually kind of indicate that I don't have the money saved that this child does. And he don't know what I got saved. I didn't share with them. I didn't say, well, you know what? I got $10 in the bank. I didn't share with them anything. If you talk to someone and they say they want to save 5,000 and it's been 10 years, it's very much possible that they've saved that money. All they got to do is save $100 a month for $1,000 a year. $1,000 a year over 5 years gives you 5,000. $1,000 a year is a very low amount to save, and you will have 5,000 in 5 years. Maybe this is what the little girl did. I don't know how long it took her to come up with 5,000. I don't. So let me play the video one more time.
I have a little bit of money left over from our YouTube check, so we are going to contribute a little bit to our 100 and above challenge. So today, I'm going to be doing the $5 spot and the $25 spot. So the first one we're going to do here is this $5. And next up, we're going to do 25. And that's all we're adding to our challenge today.
Hold on 1 second, y'all.
I have a little bit of money left over from our YouTube check, so we are going to contribute a little bit to our 100 and above challenge. So today, I'm going to be doing the $5 spot and the $25 spot. So the first one we're going to do here is this $5. And next up, we're going to do 25. And that's all we're adding to our challenge today. I have a little bit of money left over from our YouTube check, so we are going to contribute a little bit to our 100 and above challenge. So today, I'm going to be doing the $5 spot and the $25 spot. So the first spot we're going to do here is this $5. And next up, we're gonna do 25. And that's all we're adding to our challenge today. I have a little bit of money left over.
Yeah, so actually that's the adult version of the video. So that's just that video does not include the little girl. So let me see. I played the wrong one. So well, yeah, I wanted to show you the adult version, right? So sorry about that. That was a YouTube questionnaire. So yeah, I wanted you to see the adult version of the video, but I'm gonna play the beautiful little girls video. And oh, okay, because I showed him the adult version too. Okay, so let me go back. I gotta scroll up and play the yeah, I sent him a text back. I showed him that, basically there's an adult version of that video. But I don't mess with unaware narcissists. Unaware narcissists are worse than aware narcissists, right? Because unaware narcissists, they're not thinking before they act. They do things without a conscience, right? So I'm going to play the little girl's video. So narcissists and text messaging, they take low blows and they're very passive aggressive with it. And what I want for everyone is for what I desire for everyone is to save financially, like this beautiful little girl is. Get you one of these $100 or these 100 envelope savings challenge. Do this. Save your money. You need money too. You want money. You deserve money. However, emotionally, gain where I'm at right now. Never sell your soul out for no money and no abuser. I gave you a clear list of how this unaware narcissist treats these ladies. And remember my goal. My goal is to stay out of prisons and jails and hospitals too. Let me add that. That's another goal, not to be injured by unaware narcissists. All of this stuff he's did to these women, he could injure me and beat me down. Maybe I'll be the one to get with him and he just totally snaps out. Okay? Because I'm not immune. I'm going to be resisting. So I wouldn't even get in a situation like this. Being with the unaware narcissist and with any man that has an abusive mentality is beneath me. It is. It's emotionally and spiritually beneath me. Because I don't run my life just based on some money. I don't. My life is it's based on much, much more than just money. Like they say, it can be the roots of all evil. So I'm going to play this video with the little girl because I want us to get on this tip, but hopefully it made sense how an unaware narcissist was willing to use this child to devalue me. And I clarified that's what he was doing by asking him what made him send me the video. Oh, I thought about you, Irene. Remember you said you wanted to save? So right there, he's assuming that I still ain't made it to 5,000 like the little girl has. When he has no access to my bank account, right? Just say I just got 1,000 there. He has no access to my bank account to know what I have. He just doesn't. But Another lesson learned, don't share. If you got $10, don't tell an unaware narcissist what you have. If I had $1 million, I would be like, yep, I'm still trying to get to 5,000 like this little black girl. Yeah, hopefully I can get to her standard one day. But I didn't say all of that. I just complimented the little girl. I showed character. And that's probably one of the things that makes him attracted to me. Even though he's not showing any character, he's probably attracted to the fact that I behave intelligent. Okay. And you know what? When he sent me this video and he was talking to me, he had this little boy childlike behavior that was like really, really childish with this, right? I can't fully explain it, but this is how he was talking. He was like, yeah, Irene. Yeah. You see the video, Irene? Like a little schoolboy. So he had this very schoolboy, psychopathic type energy that came through the phone, like as if he was winning something over on me. Um, I don't think he perceives me as very intelligent, but I am very intelligent. This is why I've been rejecting this gentleman for so many years. I've rejected him. He's an abuser. I told you in the beginning of the video how he treats these ladies. And he will treat me worse. That's one thing I have learned about people. Watch how they treating other people because your day coming. So let me play the video right here. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. It's crazy how sometimes it'll let me click on it. I love this little girl's room too. She got all these pink and pretty colors. She is such a adorable little girl. This was an Instagram video, so I don't know how to attach it to this video. Yeah, the Instagram video, a proud mom is celebrating her daughter's saving $5,000. So it's on Instagram. This is what it was doing when he first sent me the video. It wasn't allowing me to play it.
Saving the rest of my money.
You what?
I'm saving the rest of my money. If I can get to 10,000.
Trying to get to $10,000?
Her goal is to
How
save
you gonna do that?
$10,000, y'all.
Because I
Girl.
filled up 13 and there's 12 more left, so that's going to be like 9,600, I think, or something like that.
What? So you done saved up.
Hey.
She said, hey.
She's show the people eight. So
She's protective over this money, y'all. She said, hey. But I think her mom talked to her about that when the video ended. You know, just to let her know, I know you love money, baby girl, but you know, don't call me A no more. Her mom did that. She just didn't want to insult her on the video. But I'm confident this mom, she's teaching morals as well. It's not just finances. I truly sense a spirit of morality in her mother as well. So I think the little girl with her nature and the behavior and how well behaved this little girl is, her mom is teaching more. And so the YouTube, well, it's called Cola Cake. So KOLACAKE. That's who you can follow. So it's called Proud Mommy Moment. my baby is saving up to 10,000 or something. So I gave you the Instagram name, and maybe it's on YouTube too. So if I can find it, I'll attach it in the description box here. I really will. But hold on one second so I can play it again. And it's good I did this video, utilize things to your best benefit to work in your favor, right? And just using logic and being cool, right? And understanding how an unaware narcissist thinks, and understanding that they will use a child when they get pissed off at you when you're rejecting them. That's why this video is going to be about the narcissist. This video is going to be about the narcissist and text messaging / rejection. Yeah. Because this ain't just about text messaging. It's they handle their rejection through text messaging. And some men, y'all, view women like children. They do. They view you like a child. He put me on the level of a child, and I'm a whole grown woman living in my own crib with my family. I'm actually the leader of this home. I'm the eldest in my home and the leader of my family, and have been so since I've been very, very young, a teenager. Now, my sons and my family, they're leaders as well. They lead their own lives. I'm not in control of everything they do. They have their own identities. But because of the amount of money that this unaware narcissist thinks I have or don't have, in his mind, I'm equivalent to this child. He said, hey, I sent you that video, Irene, because I remember years ago you was talking about saving. That was many, many years ago, 5, 6 years ago. But in his mind, I still ain't got 5,000. I told him then that my goal was to save 5,000 a year. So just say I did that. If I actually had saved 5,000 a year, which I ain't, y'all. If I actually save 5,000 a year, then that means I would have 25,000 right now. But say I fell short of that and I saved 500 a year for the last 5 years. That would make me at least have 2,500. Or if I saved 1,000 a year, I would have 5,000. I actually would have the same amount as this little girl. But this is how an unaware narcissist thinks, because that's why he never asks me, why are you rejecting me, sis? What am I doing wrong? Because the entire time I rejected him, he views my choice as being irrational. When you reject narcissists, they think you crazy. Well, why is she rejecting me? Why is he rejecting me? I'm the shit. I'm a good person. See, I don't think like that when people reject me. You know why? Because I'm not running around asking people for shit and asking them to accept me. That's the difference between a narcissist and an empath. I'm not running around trying to get accepted. I'll ask somebody once or twice to hang out. If they say no and reject me, I'm not going to keep asking for 5 or 6 years, because I don't have to have supply like narcissists do. I would have been asked me like, man, why have you rejected me for so long? And if someone that's a full-blown adult in age, they have been rejecting you for several years, 5, 10, 15 years, they're very much grown. They're grown. That's why they're rejecting you. That ain't a child rejecting you. If somebody is 30 years old and they have been rejecting you for the last 5 to 10 years, they're an adult. That's why they're rejecting you. Because this is what an adult does that's emotionally equipped. They listen. They learn. They take notes on your ass too. I took notes. I got it in my notes. That's why I'm able to kind of go through the supplies he had. The one of on and off for 30 years. He met her while he was married to the wife that he was telling what the fuck is wrong with her because she's in pain when they're getting ready to have sex. Then the homeless lady, she was a supply 15 to 17 years. That black lady was married to a white man at some point. Then the recent one, he sent me the photos of her. She just got married. That's the one he said he was happy her dog died. And then the dark skinned one that was at his house, his co-worker, he claimed she got herpes and they fell out. Now there's this one lady, she's like a church lady. They lived together many, many years ago. And he doesn't really say too much bad about her. I saw her Facebook photos and she's real family oriented. They lived together when they both were single parents many years ago. They don't have kids together. And she was a dark-skinned sister. She was in church. And I saw her Facebook and he was this unaware narcissist was kind of like a stepfather type figure to her sons or her children, her sons and daughters. He doesn't really say too much bad about her, but oh, another thing, he always says most of these women's private parts stink. He'll say that too. And see, this is the thing when you have, and you're probably wondering, well, why does he tell me this? Because I ain't never slept with him. When you don't sleep with a man and they adopt you as like they sister or a bestie or best friend, they will tell that lady a lot of stuff. Because the woman ain't slept with him. I have not been intimate or ever dated this man. So that's why. So in most of the decades and decades that I've been knowing him, we always were pretty much in no contact because we didn't have each other phone numbers. I went over 10 or 15 years without being in contact with them, but we met decades and decades and decades ago. I'll still call him a friend, right? I mean, because no friendship is ruined because I didn't date him. See, what you're doing, if you have unaware narcissists that you met back in the day, you're salvaging the friendship. You're saving it because you don't date him. Because I'm not dating him, he can still call me 2 months from now. We chit-chatted up. This is one thing I will say about this man. I'll say something good, right? He's never called me the B word, got loud with me, none of that. But I don't give him an opportunity to do it because he doesn't have access to me. But you see and hear how he talks to these other women. Oh, and by the way, like the one couple of months ago he told to get the fuck out. He'll let you know these women ain't cussing at him and talking to him crazy. The ex-wife that got the hair tied up, the pubic hair tied up, that got snagged up, he claims, that was in pain. He probably pulled it on purpose. You know, back in the day when ladies wasn't trimming the hair down there. He probably balled her shit up on purpose. He probably pulled at her. Probably made that woman scream to the top of her lungs. He probably did it on purpose. You know, you just never know what people do. But he told her, he said, "What the fuck wrong with you? What the fuck wrong with you?" That's how he said it. But then tells me this a couple of days after Thanksgiving of this year, and then want to know if I want to go cook at his house on Christmas. Fuck no. I don't want to come cook at your motherfucking house on Christmas. And you just told me that your ex-wife of decades and decades ago had a pubic hair snagged up, and you said to her, "What the fuck wrong with her?" This how you talk to her, y'all. Now, if somebody tell you all of this and you go hang out with them and go to their house, you insane. You're literally insane. So I showed him, hey, I'm not insane, but hey, in his mind, I'm insane because I ain't got as much money as this little 10 or 12-year-old got. So to him, I'm still insane because I ain't told him I got 5,000. He don't know how much I have. I thought it was really crazy. I thought it was kind of insane of him to assume that um my son, my oldest son, he works for a major corporation, y'all. But he's kind of like my oldest son Isaiah. He's kind of like a little shopaholic, kind of, but he's getting better control of it. But he's getting much better with money. So I mean, my oldest son, he's not like the CEO of the company, but him and his coworkers and friends that he work with, they work for a major corporation. I won't say where it is, but he works for a major corporation. He does. So we're not like I don't know, we're non-felons. You know, we work where we need to work and handle our business. Um a lot of people do have higher incomes, but I got a business that I'm considering starting by next summer for fun, and I'm already buying my inventory for it. So my business that I want to start for kind of like a fun thing, I'm already purchasing my inventory. It's going to be like a no bankrupt business. You know how most people, like when they open a store, they go into the bank to get a loan, right? I'm not going to do that. I'm paying cash for my inventory. So the day I open my store, it's automatic profit the same day that I start getting customers because it's going to be a no bankrupt store. It's going to be the first business that I've ever started for fun, where I didn't go get a loan to start it. But in order not to get a loan, I'm slowly buying my inventory. I want to sell like hair products and everything, hair accessories, hair products, household items, stuff like that. And it'll be like a no bankrupt business. And I'll just do it for fun when I want to. I have a location that basically will fit right in with my crib. I actually have a area in my home where I can have a whole store, and we'll just do it for fun. We've determined we're going to be selling cappuccinos and everything. We're going to have little stands. It's going to be nice, y'all, because I've already started purchasing my inventory, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So, you know, the thing is with the unaware narcissist, I mean, since he assuming I ain't got 5,000, I know one thing, I'm going to have $5,000 valued in merchandise when my little gig starts. It's just going to be for fun. Something to do right out of our locations here, just for fun. I think it'll be good for my sons. And you know, my oldest son, he's in sales. He's a salesman. And I mean, he's good at what he does. He gets his sales and memberships and stuff and walks around with a smile. He works with some of the most beautiful guys. They all love one another. You know, my oldest son coworkers, they just adore him. They're always giving him great advice. I mean, we ain't living like no hoodlums and people that ain't got nothing going on. We got something going on over here. You know, and I'm not in a competition with somebody else's money. I'm just not. See, me, this is the difference between me and the unaware narcissist. I don't care what's in his bank account because, for one, it's not mine. And I'm not connected with him. I'm not married to him, right? I don't care. He's not my boyfriend. But an unaware narcissist, he all in my business, Karen, and they make so many assumptions. You could be a millionaire now, but because you had a conversation with a narcissist 50 years ago, when you was homeless on the street. They just don't believe you got $1 million now. That's how unaware narcissists think. And in these situations, allow them to believe that you're still in the same situation that you were in. I always make them think you still, yeah, I'm still sleeping outside, dog. Yep, I never got out that situation. What? You still homeless? It's been 15 years. Yeah, dog. I just saw a wolf walk right by me. He spoke. This wolf, I'm out here so fucking much. The wolf say, hey, what's up? Just let unaware narcissists think. I didn't overshare, and what I wasn't gonna let this unaware narcissist do is take the value out of this beautiful little black girl's video. Because her video has so much value. If you ain't got 5,000 saved, you need to get to at least 5,000. If you got 5,000 saved, save more. But take that text message I sent to him that I read to you very seriously. And this is what my text message said once again. I am so proud of that little girl. That was a delight to see. I pray that the little beautiful, kind little girl will be rich in health, emotionally, spirit, and financially. I hope that she grows up to love the Lord so that the Lord can bless her with more money. I hope that she enjoys her life. And I'm already rich in all these areas. You're rich in finances. In this world, you're rich in finances when you can pay your mortgage and rent. You automatically rich because we got homeless people all over in Europe, in the United States. I mean, of course, we got the third world countries where people are living in severe poverty. So yeah, you got to be very grateful that you can even pay your rent and mortgage and you got a roof over your head. You really do. So I hope this made sense. So narcissists and text messaging part 2, they will use any means necessary. One of the reasons this is the only low blow he could take to try to attempt to bring me in competition with some beautiful little girl that's saving her money. Amen. The reason his passive aggressive attempt wasn't more aggressive is because I wasn't in the text game with them. I told him years ago, I'm not into texting. He was trying to ensnare me and start arguments and fights with me through text messaging, even several years ago. And I suspect he's not going to ask me out anymore. I think that was his final straw, me not coming to his house to cook for Christmas. But you know what? I'm not a supply source to these people. The man is in a $500,000 house that he's financing. He needs to take his ass in his kitchen and cook. All the rest of us unmarried people, whether we live in the projects, major corporations, we own or rent, we use our kitchen and we cook. I use my stove top and oven. Yesterday I made my mac and cheese. I added some jalapenos on it, y'all. It was so good. I cooked my turkey slices, sauteed my onions, baked my oven roasted turkey slices. I even added some jalapenos to that. It was so good. Baked it on 400. It was so tasty. We had our watermelon, all natural watermelon, coffee, sweet tea. We just enjoyed our simple meal. It wasn't a big old meal, but I went in my kitchen and cooked it. I used my stove top and I used my oven. Bottom line, and this is what this unaware narcissist needs to do. Unaware narcissists, they're always trying to find people to serve their needs. That's another thing. They use text messaging to invite you out so they can bring you into their residence, but you're only there to serve their needs. That's it. An unaware narcissist has nothing else for you but for you to serve their needs. And I remembered that this unaware narcissist told me a month ago that he does not cook in his kitchen, he just uses his refrigerator. So, see, people aren't interested in you. He just wanted me to come to his house for Christmas so that I can cook in his kitchen like I'm his slave. Bottom line, I'm not nobody's slave. So, another reason to stay out of people's houses too, when they invite you, is so you're not enabling them to be a bum. You got to understand what a bum is, right? When somebody has a $500,000 house and they are unmarried and they don't get off their ass to go use their stove and their oven to cook a simple meal for their freaking selves. I asked him, I said, how do you survive and you never use your stove or kitchen like that? He only uses the refrigerator, he says, to buy milk. He says he goes out to eat every day. That's a lazy freaking bum. That's lazy. So you can be lazy and be a bum in different ways. And if I go over there for a holiday I don't even celebrate, Christmas, I don't heavily celebrate it. I'll go to like events and stuff, but I don't put up a tree and do all the gifts. We do gifts all year. Daniel, he'll bring me gifts because, you know, he's a church going man. However, and you know, Daniel's my son, of course. So Isaiah's a good guy. Isaiah, he goes to church as well. I'm proud of Isaiah as well. It's just Daniel is able to go more often than Isaiah does because Isaiah is oftentimes at work during church hours. Okay. So hopefully that makes sense. It's not like Isaiah's a bad guy and Daniel's a good guy. It's just Isaiah is not able to go as often as Daniel does because of the scheduling. Okay. And Daniel's schedule, he's a teenager versus Isaiah is a working man. Isaiah is normally at work a lot. So that's basically how that is. But narcissists and text messaging, I hope you learned a lot from this. I know this live kind of extended out, but I hope you really enjoyed this live. And I will put a comment in the description so you'll know where to go to Instagram to find the little girl video. But I also will be adding this video to the description box as well, about the, and I don't know where you would buy this envelope.
So we're going to contribute a little bit.
It's called 100 envelope saving challenge. I mean, you can Google it. Maybe they got it in the office supply stores. But this video right here that I'm playing, this is not the one with the little girl. This is on baddies and budgets. So let's see.
And next up, we're gonna do 25. And that's all we're adding to our challenge today. I have a little bit of money left over from our YouTube check, so we are going to contribute a little bit to our 100 and above challenge. So today, I'm going to be doing the $5 spot and the $25 spot. So the first spot we're going to do here is this 5. And next up, we're gonna do 25.
So save, y'all. You got to save this money. I'm supporting the savings, but.
And that's all we're adding to our challenge today. I have a little bit of.
And see, I'm smart enough to know this, y'all. When it comes to getting in a serious relationship, you're not going to be saving shit with somebody that is $1 million in debt. They're going to be sucking you dry. You know, I've seen people get in those type of relationships and they be more poor than they were before they got with the person. See, because it's called pimping, right? What people like that will do, they'll bring people in their homes and they'll get married um just to drain you dry, you know. This gentleman, if myself and my sons went into his home, we would end up homeless, in jail, prison, or in a hospital. There would be no good that would come out of it because we would be moving in with a demon. I don't even really like to call people that, but that's what it would be. There's no escalation of financial stability coming in a situation where somebody's a million freaking dollars in debt. They're bringing you in their environment for you to pay their bills. And this is what you need to understand about being a supply source to these people. That man needs to pay his bills and he needs to cook for himself because he's a single man that does not have a proper personality to attract what the Lord would send him if he was a better person. I do not mess with devils no more. I don't. Not when the Lord I serve is showing me that this man is a devil. I would not enter myself or my family into a situation like that.
I have a little bit of money left over from our YouTube check, so we are going to contribute a little bit to our 100 and above challenge. So today, I'm going to be doing the $5 spot and the $25 spot. So the first spot we're going to do here is this $5.
And this video will be in the description box, y'all. And I'm going to end this video with save you some money.
Next up,
Child, adult,
we're going to do 25.
save you some money. And don't let unaware narcissists get to you. Stand firm on your no. If you don't want to be with somebody, be consistent with your rejection. Narcissist and text messaging part 2. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please like, share, and subscribe, y'all.
I'm going to be doing
Again, this video will be in the description box.
So the first spot we're going to do here is this $5.
I'm going to give a shout out to the last commenters. King Limeu. Bye. Have a good day at school. Some random guy speaks. Goodbye. Tune in for more, y'all. And then the other two, it won't let me see those comments, but I did say hello to them. So I'm just reading off the last two. Thank you so much for joining the chat. I like how the comments were very fit and very emotionally intelligent. And we got some experienced people coming in the chat. This is Advanced Insight channel. So y'all bring in the advanced insights here as well. That's why I named it that, because advanced insights and great insights, they come from y'all as well. This small channel would not exist without viewers that are interested in tuning in. And I appreciate y'all so much. Been here 4 years now. I'm monetized now, so I'm able to do lives. One of my weaknesses is going to freaking find my money, y'all. Where is my YouTube money? Where is my YouTube money? Because I am monetized. There's a check out there. That's why I'm able to do lives. I just got to go find it. I don't know how to do this stuff. I have a business professional with the Urban League, I think, that may be helping me, or with the Small Business Administration. I don't know. What I'm not going to do is stop uploading, and then my YouTube channel is monetized. So I'm going to continue to upload. Okay. So I'm going to end it with y'all listening to this Baddies and Budgets. And then I'm going to, in the description box, put the Instagram channel of where to find the little girl and her mother. that did save 5,000, y'all. Congratulations to the little girl. I'm so proud of her. I'm gonna make it to her level one day, y'all. Oh, yes. Please like, share, and
So
subscribe.
today, I'm going to be doing the $5 spot and the $25 spot. So the first spot.
Hey, save that money, y'all. Save that money. I like how they folded up the money, y'all. This is so cute. This is so cute.
We're gonna do 25.
Yeah, we're gonna do 25.
And that's all we're adding to our challenge today.
Please like, share, and subscribe, y'all.
I have a little bit of money left over from our YouTube check, so we are going to contribute a little bit to our
Thank you.
$100
Check the
challenge.
description box
So
below.
today, I'm going to be doing the $5
Thank
spot
you.
and the
Bye.
$25 spot.